Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Gear and Skills. I wanted to do a video I was supposed to do a long time ago, and that is about this Sawyer water filter that I got, and I specifically got it to use on my Camelback, and I wanted to be able to put it on my water line and just take my bladder, put the bladder, in the river. We've got a lot of rivers and creeks around here. So I wanted to be able to put the bladder in, just fill it up, and then filter it as I was drinking it instead of always trying to filter it and take the time there, especially if I was doing a long hike, something like that. I've had this Camelback TransAlp for many years. I've had this thing for about 25 years. And this is my go-to day pack for hiking. And I just love this thing. This is what I take on my big hikes. So it has enough room to carry gear. I usually plan on something going wrong, so I have enough gear to spend the night if I have to. And I really haven't done a hike where I've had to use this backpack in the last year or so. So this Sawyer has a little water filter, has been sitting here for quite a while. So I talked to my wife, and my thought was that I cut the tube and I put the water filter down here somewhere. Her thought was that I line this the reservoir in the backpack where it goes, and then I cut the tube as I squeeze it down there. All right, and then what I do is it's got this pouch right here that velcros. And so her thought was that I cut it, and it has a clear flow mark on it, so that I essentially cut it to where I can put the Velcro around it and kind of help hold it, and then just continue the water line out just like normal. And by doing that, it's not going to have gear and stuff go down and kind of hit it in the bottom and mess it up. And so that is what I'm going to do. So I thought I'm going to go with her idea. So in looking at that, I have the Camelback all the way down in this pouch. This pouch actually fills a little bit short. So the pouch ends right here. So I've got about that much difference between where it zips up and the pouch, but I want to position it right about there. So in doing that, I am going to cut my hose right here, and I'm going to use these Fisker snippers that I got at I think it's called Big Al's in Boise, and I'm just going to make a cut right there. And because it's been so long, I was a little concerned about whether or not that was really made for accepting a Camelback hose. So what I did was took my mouthpiece off right here, and you can see that that is a little bit wider where my dripping mouthpiece has been on there. And so on doing that, I just took it off and put it on there. And so I knew that that was going to fit. So I'm putting my mouthpiece back on. And what I'm going to do is I want to put a zip tie on if I can. The bottom's going to be a little bit difficult because it's made to accept a water bottle and all that, but that's not how I want to use it. So it is a pretty good tight fit in there. So I'm going to see if I can cinch this on in here just to help keep it on. Now when I do that, and if I'm successful in getting this on there really tight, which I think I just did, I'm probably going to have to cut that off lower when I go to take this out. But I don't really care about that right now. I'm not too worried about that. So I am putting another little zip tie right there. I didn't have any zip ties, so I had to go to Dollar General right down the street. So real quick on the fly, this has a cap that goes on there. And I think I probably don't want to have that in the way. Maybe I do. So I'm thinking about that in a second on the fly. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. I'll go put that someplace safe that I will forget about it and lose it later, but that's all right. All right, so I've got that on. This one's going to be much easier putting my zip tie on here. I am going to try to get that kind of in the middle right there and get that on as tight as I can. And then see if I can just use these wire cutters to snip this off right here. All right, so on the top, I've got my zip tie right there, so that's keeping that in place. And then this one, if I can get this right in here and clip that one off. Successful, so that was good. Kind of push that in place. Now that is not super tight, so I'm gonna have to mess with that and see what I can do to try to tighten that up. But in getting that done, the bladder has come up, so I'm gonna push that back down. And now I got my measurement correct, and with my bladder hose being straightened up, I'm gonna be able to close that right there, and then still go through. So what I need to do is push this down through, and then I've got room to zip up. Now I just got my zipper stuck. All right, and then zip that up, and then I'm good to go. So this is a 100-ounce bladder. So I've got this. It did add some length to my hose, which is really easy. I can just cut that off if after my hike today it's too long. I'm gonna clip this back on to my strap. But there, I'm ready to go. So now, whether I'm taking water out of the sink or out of the filter with my refrigerator, I have this filter right here. That's gonna give me the freedom to go out there and be able to add water straight out of the river or creek, filter it as I go. So my next video hopefully is going to be on this and how easy it is to just fill the bladder and then get that water to flow through there. In using a life straw, you have to kind of suck on it for a little bit. It gets the water going, and then it flows through really well. And then you blow the water back out of it so it's not all trapped inside there. So it takes a little bit of effort to get it going, and and stop so it's cleaned out. So I'm gonna see what this is. I've never used a Sawyer product, but I know they've been rated very high, and I know a few people that have used them that really like them. So it only took me a year, maybe a year and a half, to get that in place and ready to go. So I will let you know on the next video how this worked out on the hike. As always, thanks for watching Outdoor Gear and Skills, and we'll see you out there.